Boardrooms seek efficiency, cost cuts, and smooth operations. How can companies move their data to the cloud without compromising on security? Recent cyber attacks against airlines, technology companies, and payment providers have brought this dilemma into sharp focus. Jim Dolce, the CEO of Lookout, believes we can have both efficiency and security. Lookout is a leader in delivering endpoint-to-cloud security. Jim, welcome to TICE Talk. So we want the benefits of the cloud, we want to be secure, but we're told that it's hard to get both. Why is that?
It's actually not hard. Solutions are available today for cloud security. It's a matter of adjusting your mindset from the older legacy model, which I refer to as a castle and moat model, to a new zero trust model. The terminology castle and moat is an analogy. If you look at the older data center models, data and applications were locked into a data center behind a firewall. So the analogy of the data center is the actual castle, surrounded by a moat, where the only way in or out of the castle is over a drawbridge, where there's a sentry standing at the end of the drawbridge, at the entrance to the castle. That sentry is the legacy firewall. Today, all of the elements inside the castle, data and applications, have been moved to the cloud, rendering the old firewall models less effective or effectively ineffective. Zero trust technologies and zero trust security technologies were designed specifically for securing data in applications in the cloud.
So you advocate that when transitioning to the cloud, the old castle and moat model should work in conjunction with the new efficient zero trust model. Let's imagine that a company is embracing this. What are the potential risks and pitfalls when transitioning to the cloud?
Implementing a cloud-first strategy is a major transformation for an enterprise, and no major transformation is ever simple. Now, the biggest issue that you have to look at in such a transformation is data protection. How are you going to protect sensitive corporate data and keep it out of the hands of the public? There are also regulatory issues associated with data protection. If I'm a hospital, I've got patient health information that I need to protect by regulatory issues. And if I'm a financial institution and I've got credit card information and bank account information, I've also got regulators that are focused on protection of that kind of data as well. And so data protection is your number one issue. And it is also your number one risk. We are putting this data onto a public cloud infrastructure, and without the proper controls in place, that data could become exposed. In fact, if you take a look at some of the recent breaches that have been publicly announced over the last month or two, many of them are the result of data that has been stored in the cloud where the permissions have not been set properly, usually as a result of human error. However, there are technologies in place today that monitors these permissions in the background to assure that human error cannot be a factor.
So you're saying that we don't have to compromise. We can have both efficiency of the cloud and security. But how?
There is a new class of technology which was referred to as Security Service Edge, or SSE technology, that was developed specifically for securing and protecting data in the cloud. When I describe SSE technologies, I like to use a day-in-the-life analogy. A typical user will, whether they are working from home, working from a hotel room, or even working from the office, a typical user will access three different types of data. One, they may go to a software as a service or a SaaS solution. A typical email service is a SaaS solution. A CRM service is oftentimes delivered as a SaaS solution. Second, a typical user would access an enterprise application. Your company may have literally hundreds of applications that sit behind a firewall in a data center, or perhaps have been moved up to the cloud and require access by users. And then the third access type is simply going out to the global internet and accessing various different public websites. SSE technologies protect all three of those access models in a typical day in the life of an office worker.
Can you give us some examples of use cases of this technology?
Yes, I'll use several use cases from customers of ours today. For instance, one, we have a large hospital network that has moved patient health information, patient health records, into the cloud. These records had been historically located or stored in a private data center in the castle behind a moat, and have been moved up into the cloud for efficiency and cost effectiveness. The health organization, like any other health organization, has regulations that require that they keep this data protected. In order to protect this data, we use data loss prevention, or DLP technologies. These technologies monitor the transfer of data and make sure that the data is only sent to and transferred to users who are trusted. This is the zero trust model that we've referred to, where only trusted users can get access to certain data. I'll give you another example. We have another customer who's in the financial services business, who is doing loan origination and processing loan applications. These loan applications oftentimes contain personally identifiable information that may include a social security number, a bank account number, a credit card number, and the organization is obligated to protect and keep this information private. We use DLP technology to both identify when such information is being transferred or attempting to be transferred, and either obfuscate the information or completely restrict the information from being delivered.
Okay, Jim, perhaps you can sum up the most important messages of this conversation in 3 takeaways.
1, digital transformation and the movement of data and applications to the cloud is happening. There's no turning back. The technology is simply too cost-effective and too efficient for enterprise IT managers to avoid it. 2, securing the cloud is not only possible, there's a strong case that can be made that cloud security is more effective than traditional legacy security in the older castle and moat model. The point is, you don't have to sacrifice security if you're moving to the cloud. And 3, zero trust technologies led by SSE are available today and in practical use now. As you look to procuring SSE technologies, you want to focus on vendors that not only provide connectivity, but offer you strong data protection capabilities as well.
That was Jim Dolce, CEO of Lookout.